What happens if a situation arises that you were unprepared for? A situation such as a blizzard, a tornado, or being locked down due to a virus. Put yourself in any possible situation that could arise. Now ask yourself, what would you do? Where would you go? What do you need? Are you ready? Because what if tomorrow? Welcome to another show of What If Tomorrow podcast. I screwed that up from the start, man.
Yeah, you butchered that, man.
I did. Sorry, guys.
You're taking lessons from me. It's not a good thing.
Welcome to the What If Tomorrow podcast, guys. I'm Philip.
I'm Mark.
Yeah, I was I was kind of distracted. I was looking away and all that good stuff. I think we just need to start over. I don't know. So, folks, that's the show for tonight. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next one.
Welcome to two goofs and a camera.
Oh, man, we already lost people.
Oh, man, we're running them off.
That's right. No, welcome to the show, y'all. Glad you can make tonight. We've got some everybody's aware of it. We just want to kind of give our thoughts and our 2 cents or half a cent or whatever on what's going on, man. I mean, we try to stay up to date on the current situations. I mean, you guys know for listening or whatever. And something I want to do is kind of give a shout out to everybody that listens after the live show on YouTube or Facebook. You know, by all means, come catch us. But we'd rather have you live. We love the interaction with everybody that watches. And it just makes the show that much better. So if you're here, you're live. I mean, we appreciate it. But let's just get the formalities out of the way. You go to our website, whatiftomorrowmedia.com. Check out our affiliates over there. We have Duke Cannon, we have Conflicted, My Patriot Supply. Guys, think about this seriously. We would love it if you used our affiliate link off our website. But honestly, I would love it even more if you took some responsibility and took it upon yourself to go to My Patriot Supply. There's other vendors out there. I mean, sincerely, like I said, I would greatly appreciate going to My Patriot Supply and using our affiliate link, but you guys got to do for you. Totally get it. Totally understand it. But, you know, what am I missing? We got Duke Cannon. Did I say Duke Cannon?
Yep.
EMP Shield. EMP Shield. You guys keep a lookout for EMP Shield. They're only about 70 miles from us, about north of us. I saw a news article here the other day. EMP Shield is actually building a new facility up there, and they're going to start making microchips here in the United States. So that
is a big thing right there.
They have found an opening here in the United States, so they're going to start building them here, which is huge.
That would be a great investment opportunity for folks.
Absolutely. I don't know if they're public or not, but still,
get a chance. Look.
Yeah, they're going to. Then there's another company build another facility in Wichita is going to do the same thing.
Yep, it's going to be like 5 years down the road, but
that's promising.
Yeah,
you know, because
bring back that manufacturing capability from China. China is not our friend.
Yeah, I think I read between the two, there's going to be over 1,000 jobs created, and that's fabulous.
That's a big thing for Kansas.
Yeah, huge. Yeah,
that's a big thing.
Especially, you know,
all the money in the economy for everybody else. I mean,
right. You know, especially for Burlington. You know, I mean, the one up there, the EMP Shield guys. It's a small town. I think 2,000 to 3,000 people.
It's not very big. I've stopped and ate there a couple times,
and that's great. I mean, I think I've seen 200 or 300 jobs being created up there, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, so definitely check them out and support them. You know, they're trying to do good. I know I need to get in contact with them, maybe make a trip up there, maybe do a live or something from there.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool. I mean, I know we talked about it early on, but you know, life happens. we get busy, and it's just the way it goes. But I got everybody. I think I got everybody. So anyway,
Conflicted the game?
moving on. What's that? Yeah, I said
Conflicted the game?
conflicted. Yeah, I
Okay.
said conflicted. I think we got everybody. I was looking at another one, but I'm going to do some checking on it first. It's it's a first aid kit that you can use your HSA with.
Oh, nice.
That you can buy them. They're like phenomenal bags. They got tons of stuff in them. I mean, like sutures and those zippers, and it's pretty interesting.
Nice.
I want to do some looking into it. Maybe look at becoming an affiliate with them. And you can, like I said, you can use your HSA for that. So I want to buy one first. Maybe we'll do a review or something and show you guys
You
on
can do an unboxing.
YouTube or something, an unboxing or something. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
awesome. Anyway, moving on. I mean, it's nothing new now. Yeah, definitely, Mike or Mark. Thank you. Buy us a coffee if you guys don't want to support our affiliates, or don't want to, or just want to throw us a couple bucks or whatever. Buy us a coffee. Do us, help us out. buymeacoffee.com/whatiftomorrow. That'll help the show out, help us grow it, help us get some things rolling that we're wanting to do. So we would appreciate any and all help that you can give us. But yeah, like I said, this is nothing new. It's been all over the news. However, I don't believe we're getting the whole story. So
I know we're not.
No, this is where we come in and we start speculating, and we try to make sense of what's happening. Everybody knows that the Silicon Valley Bank was taken over by the federal regulators because they lost their butts, frankly. Made some bad investments, were unable to pay back their customers that were trying to pull money out.
They didn't have enough cash to cover withdrawals.
Right. Their money was tied up 2, 3, 4 different ways, and they didn't have the money. So they obviously fell. And then, first and foremost, I want to throw the disclaimer out here. I am not a financial person.
Neither am I.
But
I am the worst person to get financial advice from.
I am a layman when it comes to it, but I'm trying to understand the little intricacies. I don't know that I ever will, honestly, but I want to try to understand and be informed on what's happening. And, but with this, I'm sure you're aware this wasn't the only one to fail. The first one to actually fail was Silvergate Bank. You didn't hear anything about that. You heard nothing but Silicon Valley. And then the third one to fail was the Signature Bank.
Signature Bank, and that was a big one.
That was a big one.
Yeah, they had the credit cards and all kinds of stuff out there that I've gotten several offers from them.
Yeah. And so that's 3 within 2 weeks time now? Yep. We're coming up on 2 weeks. And I don't know. I mean, our president, yeehaw, came out and said that the taxpayers aren't going to have to fund anything. But the Federal Reserve, the Federal Reserve is going to bail out these banks because they're too big to fail. Where have we heard that before?
Yes.
I seem to remember in 2008 we heard that a lot too. These banks that failed are too big to fail.
Yep, and that actually made the financial crisis worse.
Absolutely, it did.
If you recall, and they admitted it.
Yeah, they didn't fix the problem. But the Fed, obviously the Federal Reserve, for one, it's not a federal institution. It's a private bank. It's a conglomerate of the largest banks. They're the ones that print the money. They loan it to the U.S. government at a certain percentage rate. So when the government sends it out or whatever, all this stuff, the money that we send in, when they get back, right, they pay their interest and the government keeps the profit. So basically our taxpayer dollars are going to that profit. Well, there's not enough incoming taxes. I'm not 100% Okay, so look it up, please. I may have it backwards, but there's not enough tax revenue coming in to even pay them back. So they're losing money. The Federal Reserve. So that's not a good situation to be in.
No, it really is not.
But what's going to happen is the Federal Reserve is going to print more money, causing inflation to rise more, just so they can, meet the needs or whatever, pay off these other banks. See, I don't remember the dollar value, and again, look it up. But the first two banks, or not the first two, but SVB, the Silicon Valley Bank, and Signature Bank, the ones that the Fed bailed out, their assets, that the money that they got from the Federal Reserve that gave to bail them out, and I'm sorry I'm butchering this because I'm trying to think while I'm going to try to remember, but the amount is like $400 and some billion, whereas the
Right.
Fed, who bailed them out, only had like 200 and some trillion or 200 and some billion dollars. So how does that work?
Right.
I don't understand that. I don't
Well, they're going to
help
print
me make
money.
it make sense. They're going to print money,
They're going to print money.
but according to our president, the taxpayer is not going to be on the hook for this. So
The
how does that
taxpayer
work?
is always on the hook.
Always on the hook. Absolutely, it is.
And
Uh,
do people does everybody understand how inflation works? I'm
I don't
wondering.
think so. I don't think so. I check the news quite a bit, and I look at different sites and all this, and I've said it before. The comments, man, they're so freaking
Ignorant?
ignorant, blind. The people, and I'm not attacking anybody. I mean, if you believe what you believe, that's on you.
Right.
But help me understand. If you disagree with me, please help me understand without calling names, without saying I'm a Trumper or a MAGA Republican, because I'm not. I'm not either.
No. Me neither.
But help me understand because I'm not seeing it.
Right. I'm going to throw some numbers out about inflation here in a minute, if you don't mind.
No, go for it.
All right. 1924, Model T Ford was no longer top of the line vehicle. It was considered one of the cheaper models, but it was still in production. It cost $260. If you were to buy that in gold coins, that would have been, I'm doing my math right, 13 gold coins. All right, is everybody following me? 13 gold coins. A gold coin is a little bit more than an ounce troy. So $20 gold pieces, 120 or 13 gold coins. Fast forward to about 3 or 4 weeks ago. The price of gold was approximately $1,850 an ounce, which is just slightly less than one of those $20 gold pieces. So if you take that same 13 $20 gold pieces and just the value of gold in them, that's approximately $24,000. Let's compare a Ford to a Ford. A brand new Ford Focus costs in between, depending on options, between $19,000 and $26,000. All right, so the value of your money has not changed, or the value of things in relation to gold has not changed. The value of your money is worth less. And that's what inflation does. And it's what they're causing. When you print money, there is more money than is backed up. So your money becomes worth less and worthless.
Yeah. I mean, and was it Nixon that took us all the way off the gold standard?
Yeah, I think we were partly off the gold standard, but I think it was Nixon maybe that completed the process.
I just looked it up, and today the price of gold is $1,980.20. The price of silver is $22.59. Now, I want a little caveat.
Silver's going
I was
down.
I was buying some silver, just trying to stay ahead, invest my money into something that may get a return. But I was buying some silver coins, Morgan silver dollars, things like that, 0.99% pure. And I was talking to the gentleman, and I asked him, this was last year before, and I asked him, I said, so is the price of gold and silver being artificially suppressed? And he looked at me dead in the eye. He said, "Oh, absolutely, absolutely, it is. He said they should both be worth way more than what they actually are." So, food for thought.
Yeah.
They, as in whatever, the government, the shadow government, the powers that be,
World
we'll just call it
Economic
that.
Forum, whoever.
Yeah, whatever. They don't want people to be self-sufficient. That's not hidden. It's not anything new to anybody.
No, they've
We
even
said it a million times here.
said it.
But if they're artificially suppressing gold and silver so people can't invest their money and make a return on it or have something to barter with, I mean, right now is the time to go out and buy it, or at least
Yeah.
silver.
Yeah,
I think I
junk
paid more than
silver
that.
right now is cheap.
Yeah, I mean, $22.59 an ounce.
Yeah, and junk silver is even cheaper. It's 90% silver. It's U.S. currency. It's old pre-64 U.S. currency.
Yep.
So everybody recognizes it as money and recognizes that it's silver. It's dirt cheap right now.
Yep. I see on Money Metals Exchange, a gold bar, 1 gram of 0.999 pure is $89.77 of gold. So if you're saying, man, I can't afford gold and silver,
You can.
you can. You don't have to buy an ounce at a time.
No.
I mean, a dime. A silver dime, like Mark was saying with junk silver. That's a tenth of an ounce.
Hmm.
So, I mean, everybody's aware of the banking collapse and all that, and we'll get more into it. We'll come back to this, the gold and silver thing and all that, but I want to share this because Credit Suisse also collapsed
Yeah.
in Europe. And also Silicon Valley Bank, a bank in England, bought their English, or the branch in England, for £1. So think about this.
Yeah.
But yeah, Credit Suisse, the Fed, along with 5 other central banks, announced coordinated action to reassure global banks. While immediate contagion risks seems to have been contained, concerns still linger over what the next blind spots are. So what's wrong? What is the issue? Why are these banks failing? I mean, obviously our financial system is is crap.
Intentionally, I believe.
I definitely do too. Going back to Silvergate and Signature Banks, they were in crypto. All right, they were big into crypto, and the regulators came in and shut them down.
Right.
And
And
basically, this might piss you off, but basically, it was you either shut down or we're going to regulate you until you shut down. Kind of like the coal power plants right now.
right.
That's a whole nother
Exactly.
show, and I want to dig some more into it. But remember the Inflation Reduction Act that
Yes.
passed here a few months ago,
That increased
and
inflation.
yeah, exactly. And remember the Green New Deal that didn't pass?
Yes.
All the verbiage from the Green New Deal was put into interspersed all of that was put into the Inflation Reduction Act.
Of course it was.
So that pissed me off when I heard about
They
it and started
repackaged
watching it.
it.
Absolutely, they did. So now they're trying to force coal power plants to shut down, even though we don't have the infrastructure to replace
Right.
it. And like I
If
said,
they
that's a
were
whole nother show.
if they were serious about green energy, we'd be putting out liquid salt nuclear power plants left and right. There is
Yeah.
a company producing modular reactors that we could put in any city in the United States in less than a year.
Yeah.
That's
So
scalable to however big your city is.
yeah, was it? And I'm not trying to get off the nuclear track, but was it Minnesota leaked hundreds of thousands of gallons of radioactive water in some of their waterways?
Might
I
have
mean, I got to
been.
look it up now. I mean, this really doesn't have a lot to do with tonight's show, but
But it does because
I
it's
have,
all connected.
I have thoughts
Everything
on
is
this too,
connected.
man.
It is because this
Yeah.
is all part of their plan. If they can destroy the infrastructure, they can destroy the economy. If they can destroy the economy, they can replace it with theirs. If they replace it with theirs, they own you, America.
Now, yeah,
They
here it is.
own you.
Now, just to be fair, I'm going to share this because this isn't from a conservative website. Anything, if anything, it is an anti-conservative website.
Which makes it all the more interesting.
Now, this is Minnesota. This is March 19th, 2023. Nuclear power plant leak contaminated water in Minnesota. Here's what we know: 400,000 gallons of contaminated water from a nuclear power plant in the city of Monticello, run by the energy giant Xcel Energy. Official says there's no danger from the leak. The leak was detected nearly 4 months ago. Now we're just now hearing about it.
Yes, because it was swept under the rug.
Right. Said the Federal Nuclear Regulatory Commission posted a notice publicly at the time, but the company and state agencies did not notify the general public until last week.
Why?
I don't know about you. I don't know about you, but isn't that criminal?
I believe that is criminal negligence, sir.
Yeah.
That is
I mean,
an intent to commit criminal negligence, sir.
let's see. Back in the article, real quick. The amount of contaminated water that leaked out is enough to fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool about 60% full. Xcel is based in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and operates in 8 states around the U.S. Its 2 nuclear power plants are both based in Minnesota. Monticello is about 40 miles northwest of Minneapolis and has a population of about 15,000. All right, we're already down the rabbit hole, so I'm going to keep going.
Why not?
Think about this. And this is a topic we were going to talk about tonight, but we're going to have to put it off because I felt this was a little more important because this is in your face.
This is immediate. This is right now.
Yeah, this is now.
This is triage.
The other is what is being planned. You can find it. I think we played one of the videos on here from like over in Saudi Arabia or something. But 15-minute cities. I'm starting to hear chatter about 15-minute cities. And it's kind of funny because I'd seen something on it and kind of read about it. And then I told Mark, hey, I want to do a show on this. And then right after that, maybe a week, it started blowing up. So, I mean, it's kind of cool how that worked. But the 15-minute cities, right? They've been asked, I think, don't quote me. I mean, we're going to do a show on it. But I want to say 14, 15 different countries are testing these 15-minute cities. I know over in England, Saudi Arabia, I think we are. But somebody was asking, well, how do you get people to move to these 15-minute cities? Well, you got to ruin the water, you got to ruin the land, so it becomes unusable. My conspiracy mind, as everybody knows I have, I'm putting 2 and 2 together. Okay, we've had a bunch of train derailments. Now this nuclear water, radioactive
Irradiated water.
is being, has been dumped. Food plants being burnt. Is it connected?
I
To
think
me,
so.
2 plus 2 is 4, you know? I
Oh,
mean,
that's not the new math. That's not how that works, Phil.
well, yeah, I mean, I guess I if I could prove 2 plus 2 is 5, I mean, it would work, but,
Yeah, yeah.
I was gonna say something, but I'll keep my
It's
mouth
like the
shut.
Three Stooges math when you get to Washington.
Right.
I mean, that's how they do it. If you guys need to watch some of those old Three Stooges clips where they start
Or
confusing everybody with money.
the old Abbott and Costello, where you're showing the addition and subtraction.
Yeah, that.
Remember that one? I can't remember. I'd have to find it.
Yeah.
But anyway, on that tangent, all I'm thinking is like 2 plus 2, and this isn't adding up.
No.
So is it intentional? Everybody knows how I think, so you can draw your own conclusion on what I think. But it's just uncanny
It's kind
how
of
everything
fishy.
is happening. Yeah, absolutely it is.
It's fishy.
And it's so crazy how fast things are happening.
And we're not the only ones noticing it's fishy, Phil. I have seen
No.
people from every demographic, religious, non-religious, right, left, center, everybody is seeing it and they want to talk about it, but it's being suppressed in the news.
See, and talking about that, I believe, and I made the comment, I think I want to say last show we did, um, about them wanting to ban TikTok.
Yeah.
And the more I see, the more I'm like, that's the reason, is because people are coming together on TikTok.
Yeah.
The viewership of these news shows on all networks is dropping way off.
Is plummeting.
Even one of our officials in the government made the comment. Every news company would want somebody to set for because the average that people watch is like 90 minutes, and they say any news company would want somebody to watch and have FaceTime with somebody for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Now, am I saying everything on TikTok is right? No, absolutely not.
No, there's a lot of BS on there.
But there's also a lot of stuff that's verifiable.
Yes.
And a lot of people will say, hey, I got it from here. They'll show screenshots of articles and from different news agencies or websites or whatever. I really think that's more the reason.
And there's people
I
a
mean,
lot smarter than us doing it on YouTube too.
yeah. And that's the thing is YouTube, Google, all that. They're already, here we are on YouTube, but they're gathering, they're already getting your data.
Yeah.
We're a commodity. Facebook is gathering your data. And they're saying, well, it's because that China is gathering your data. Now there's something in place for TikTok where they're trying to get all of American citizens' data to stay here. For one, it's probably so they can control what they're consuming.
Probably.
Because Facebook, you still get, blocked or throttled back if you go against the narrative, which I'm seriously surprised we haven't.
We've got some nasty grams from them before, but
And we have, and we got
yeah,
that one from YouTube because we were talking about the jab, but
yeah.
and this so happens all this craps came out and we were right. But I mean, come on, guys.
Gee.
You know, y'all follow your gut, man. Follow your gut when you're getting into this stuff and you're going deep. Follow your gut. But anyway, I got to circle back with
Yep.
the
Let's get on the
Silvergate
money.
and with the Silvergate and Signature. Okay, I made the comment earlier that they were into crypto. Let's see. Yeah, that's absolutely that's right. That's my wife. They want to control the flow of information. Yes, that's it.
Yep.
But back to crypto. Those two banks, Signature and Silvergate, were basically regulated, or the regulators came out and said, "You either shut down, or we're going to regulate you out of business." That's what happened.
Yep.
Now,
because they
what are
had
they trying?
assets.
Yeah.
They had plenty
Yeah.
of assets. They just didn't have liquidity.
Now, think about this. What have you heard us talk about since last summer? Now you're hearing it all over the place.
Digital dollar.
Digital dollar. They cannot compete with crypto because crypto is unregulated.
And it outperformed them.
So if you get rid of the competition, this is like the mafia, you know. I mean, so
Gonna
you
swim
better
with the
do
fishes.
you better do business, or we're gonna shut you down. You know, that's probably not a very good Brando.
You're gonna end up in a pizza in Chicago is what's gonna happen.
Right. or cement shoes.
Italian sausage has real Italians in it.
Right.
That really happened, folks. Check your history books.
Yeah. But just think about it, guys. Don't take our word for it. Please don't take our word for it. And as I've said many times, if you can prove us wrong, please do it.
It'll make me sleep better at night.
Absolutely. Because the world is a scary place. And like I said, there's so many things every day. And it seems like the tempo is speeding up.
Yep.
Every day, multiple times a day, something is happening.
It's like the drums on that ship making the oars go faster and faster.
Absolutely, it is. You know, I mean, 2 weeks ago we talked about possible World War III. Today, you know, Xi Jinping and Putin met. The banking collapse. I mean, it's all going to come to a head. You know, I know we kind of talked around and this and that with the finances, but everybody's aware of this, and we want to bring to attention even more.
There's no trust in the banking system now.
But tell me what you can trust.
I don't think I can trust anything anymore. That's the thing.
Exactly.
I can't even trust whether I'm going to get up in the morning or not.
Yeah, it's true. You can't trust the government. You can't trust the news. You can't trust the banking system. What can you trust? You know, and that
your mama.
To me, that's profound. If you seriously think, because I remember as a kid, we'd sit down for dinner. I mean, because the house I grew up in, the kitchen, the dining room, and the living room were all one huge room. We kind of separated, you know, but it was all one huge room. So at dinner time, I only had 2 channels growing up, you know, ABC and CBS. That's all we had. And we'd always have the news on, you know, Dan Rather or Peter Jennings, and you would sit and watch the news. That's the news that you got. You felt you could trust these guys. Walter Cronkite, you know, years before, you felt you could trust these people.
Most of the time, anyway.
Right. And then later, you know, like Dan Rather, he went off the deep end. Peter Jennings, you know, he died, I think, of lung cancer or something. But now they're all pushing an agenda, both sides, left, right.
Well, and the thing is those guys, well, except Dan Rather when he, you know, did go nutso, if they made a mistake, they came back on and said, "Hey, I was wrong.
Right.
I apologize."
Right.
Yeah. And you don't see that now. They double down.
Absolutely. And that's what blows my mind, man, is you know, the reading the news articles and all that, kind of sifting through the news throughout the day. The people that double down, the evidence is right in front of your damn face. It's right there. But no, that's not real. That's not happening.
Because you tell a lie often enough and with enough conviction, people will believe you over the truth, because a lot of people don't want to believe the truth. It's too scary. It goes against their convictions, yada, 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 whatever it is. They don't want to see the truth. They don't want to believe in the truth. They want to believe the fantasy.
Right. You know, I can understand some people don't want to admit what's going on.
Right. It's
Absolutely
scary.
can't, because it's scary. I get it. I understand. But if you look, I mean, I'm going to share this real quick. We've only talked about 4 banks.
Yeah.
Where's it go?
That one from the New York Post off here. I don't have the actual list, but I have an article about it.
But here we go. This is from the USA Today. This was written yesterday. Close to 190 banks could face Silicon Valley Bank's fate, according to a new study. Y'all, this is real.
New York Post says 200.
So I just, but what do what do you do? So,
Yeah.
and that's the question that I think we came here to talk about more than anything.
Well, and I do have an answer. Several answers. One, if you're banking with one of these mega banks, stop.
Yep.
Find a regional bank. Find a locally
Local
owned bank that invests in the
Credit union.
community.
Yep.
I bank with a bank that was a smaller bank and now it's a regional bank. It's all over Southeast Kansas. I won't name names, but it's a regional bank. I know the people in the bank. I can go into any branch and they call me by name, whatever.
And the same thing. I mean, where I bank, it's a credit union. There's very few of them. And you're pretty well informed. You can go see what assets they have. They're willing to show you.
I bank at that same place on a smaller scale. Diversify your banks.
Yeah.
Don't keep all your eggs in one basket. That's another thing you can do.
Yep. Now, I want to share this since we're talking local banks. 70% of all loans in business loans are local banks. If these were to collapse, everything would be done.
Right.
But
that's the only thing keeping the economy afloat right now.
Yeah, they're worried about the big banks instead of these small local banks.
The banks that invest in big business, I've noticed.
Right. Not people.
Yeah, they invest in business, not people.
But so what do you do? I mean, Mark, good point. I mean, diversify your banks. Use multiple banks. I mean, don't put all your eggs in one basket, obviously. Just like it's no different than stocks and things like that.
Diversify. Keep cash on hand.
Keep cash on hand. Now, with that being said, don't run out and pull all your money out of the banks. I know it's scary. I know you want to control your money. I get that. I understand that. But if everybody starts going and pulling all their money out of the banks, you're going to collapse it.
Save $20 or $50 every paycheck.
Yeah. Definitely have some cash on hand. Definitely. You want to definitely have cash on hand.
Visit moneymetals.com or some other place and invest in a little bit of gold or silver.
Right. Have something.
Right now, silver's cheap.
Yeah, something tangible. Cash on hand. $50, $100, $200. Food.
A week's worth at least. A week's worth at least.
Again, we keep coming back to this, the rule of threes. Minimum 3 days. I'd say a week to a month worth of food.
More if you can afford it.
And if you can afford it, more.
You've got a little bit of cash and you've got food. They can't hurt you too bad right away.
Right. Have enough to, like right now, we've talked about it. Right now is the time to start planting. Get you a garden going. Look into permaculture, which the next show for this, we've got Joe from UFO Garage coming on. We're going to talk permaculture.
Yeah.
I want to try to get Gary Voorhees on too. I need to get a hold of him. But learn this. I mean, I printed off a map of our backyard off of Google Earth or Google Maps. I printed it off. I'm going to start laying out. Okay, this is where I have this. This is where I have these.
Look at it here.
Joe, or not Joe, Go on YouTube and look up Jeff Lawton. They're amazing
Yep.
videos. They're awesome. This guy has abundant food forest. And I'm trying to learn. This is something new to me, but we're going to see how it goes because I want to be self sufficient. That's my goal. We hatched, I think I told everybody I was hatching eggs. We hatched 31 eggs hatched here a week ago. We lost one, so we had 30 birds. Awesome. I thought that was great out of 55 to start. 55, we put in the incubator, we candled them, found there were about 43 that were fertile. There was 3 that was questionable, so we just put it in an incubator.
Right.
And ran with it, but we hatched 31 birds. Pretty good hatch rate. So now that I know that we can sustain, I'm going to start hatching frequently to grow our own meat, our own chicken. Now that I know I can do that, I have the room. Not everybody has the room.
No, but you don't need a lot of room.
No, absolutely you don't. Quail. We're going to do the same thing with quail. Once my quail start laying, I got to figure out why they're not laying. I don't know if they're not getting enough daylight or what. But the same thing, quail. I'm going to start laying. I'm going to start incubating, hatching, butchering. 8 weeks. 8 weeks from hatch, they're ready to butcher.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good turnaround
Delicious.
compared to 20, 22 weeks for a chicken. You can almost have right now food with quail. We've got our rabbits. I'm not saying you got to do all this stuff. I have the room. I want to be self-sustaining in case something like this happens. So you want to definitely have food on hand until you can start producing vegetables or whatever you're trying to produce.
And
have food on hand, because you've got a month, 2 months before you can start harvesting anything.
It's also chicken season. The chicks are out at Lowe's and all the farm
Your
places.
farm stores. Now, I will say, on that note, I've just been looking. I've been looking around at a couple of our local stores, down in Bartlesville, one in Coffeyville, one in Independence. You can't find chicks. Everybody is buying chicks up as fast as they get them.
Yep.
Now, in Coffeyville the other day, they had a couple of chicks and they had a bunch of ducks. I mean, you can raise ducks. Ducks is the same thing.
Ducks are also excellent to eat. We had
And they're
duck
good
eggs at my
eating.
mom's the other day. It was good.
Online, it's tough. I was looking the other night because there's a breed I want to try to get. They're kind of the multi-purpose birds like we have now, but the meat is supposed to be amazing. And they call them American breasts. They come from a French breast chicken, right? And I was like, well, I know I can hatch eggs, so maybe I'll start this flock and just produce these guys for meat. All of them sold out.
I bet.
All the eggs were sold out. They were $12 an egg. I was like, golly, I'll just hatch my birds,
Well, a lot of people have caught on to that, Phil, and that's why. Back in 1918, the government wanted you to keep 2 chickens for every adult in the house. And now they will do anything they can to keep you from having it.
Right. Yeah, if you have over, I want to say, I know in the state of Kansas, you have 200 birds, I think you're heavily regulated. Now, I don't plan on getting anywhere near that many. I mean, I have enough to keep me and friends and family and eggs.
They're excellent eggs.
And I don't mind at all. I'm not in it to make money. I mean, I don't charge very much. I kind of just do it to try to recoup feed costs or pay for, like my wife, she went and bought another dozen chicks last week and she used our egg money and bought some more chicks. So it's kind of a reinvestment thing, but I've got chickens on the brain right now because right before the show, my brother came over and got some of the ones we hatched. I told him, hey, come get them. people, I mean, I think we paid $4 a bird when we bought them from the people here last week. That's about the going price, no big deal. But you gotta start taking the steps to get self-sufficient as much as possible, whether it be, in all aspects, food, water, shelter, all that. Get self-sustaining as much as you possibly can. That's the biggest thing. And community, man, community is huge. I mean, that was on the first thing because we met these folks. We bought the chickens from them. Man, they had an amazing layout. They had all sorts of birds. They had turkeys and guineas and chickens, and they had goats and rabbits, and they even had a pet deer. That was a wild deer, but the people that we bought, or not bought, but the people they bought the house from had raised and bottle fed this deer, then let it go. They put a collar on it and let it go. And matter of fact, let me see if I can.
Deer aren't dumb. If you feed them, they will come.
Yeah. But the cool thing is she got a herd, and now she brings the herd up to the house. Well, guess what? I may not shoot the one with the collar because that's why they put a collar on her so people don't shoot it. But guess what?
Her friends are fair game.
Her friends are fair game. Absolutely. I'll be nice. I won't shoot it.
I won't shoot Sally, but I'll shoot Buck.
Absolutely. My wife, she said we didn't need the 12 that we bought, but she just wanted colorful eggs. Yes, that's what.
Yes,
that's
and
why
they don't taste any difference, but they are fun to open.
So yeah, I mean, please, if you have to, take baby steps. Go for a day. If you have to, go for a day. Then 2 days, then 3 days. Every time you go to the store, I know things are getting more expensive. If you have to, find something cheap to stock up on. Canned meats, tuna, macaroni and cheese, ramen noodles, things that are real simple that will sustain you. I mean, they're not exactly nutrient dense. I mean, tuna is, but
tuna is, and so is Spam.
Yeah, I mean, use things to your advantage. I mean, if you can recycle, that's something I'm trying to do here. Because we've kind of switched gears a little bit this year. I'm trying to repurpose some things that we have, just so I don't have to go out and buy it.
Right, save money.
Try to repurpose whatever you can, especially if you are out anywhere. I shouldn't say if you're somewhere, but if you're anywhere and if you can repurpose it.
Yeah, you got an old dog around in a dog house. You've got a chicken pen.
Yeah. It's like my next project, I think, is going to be building a greenhouse, but the frame of it is old trampolines. We had an old trampoline, and then a friend of mine gave me another trampoline frame. I'm going to set it up. We're going to build a hoop house.
Yeah.
Get the
Mom
plastic
uses one for a chicken house.
Right. I've got some
fence around it.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a swimming pool out here we're going to get rid of, and I thought about using that for another chicken run.
Yeah.
For our meat birds. So
why not?
Repurpose the best you can. Pallets. Use pallets for whatever. I mean, you can use tons of pallets for anything, and a lot of places will just give them to you because they have to dispose of them.
Yeah.
Now you'll have to do your research because I don't remember offhand, but the pallets, some of them are treated, some of them are not treated. So there's certain applications that you don't want to use the treated ones for, especially if it's like food, or like we have a compost bin I built out of pallets, chicken wire and pallets. But you don't want to use the treated because that stuff will leach into the dirt, and you don't want to plant that. You don't want to plant stuff in it. But if you're building a chicken coop, I don't see why you couldn't use the treated ones. I'd rather use the treated ones.
Right. And I've seen people use the pallets as raised garden beds too.
Yeah.
So
there's a just down the road from us, there's a guy that built a whole barn out of pallets. It's a small small barn, little small shed built out of pallets.
There's a guy over by in the Winfield area whose whole house, all the floors and the wainscoting is done from recycled pallets.
Mhm.
And it's in a lovely chevron pattern. It's actually quite nice.
Yeah, my brother did that. They broke down pallets, ran it through a planer to kind of even everything up, and they decorated their walls with it. It looks cool. I mean,
Yeah,
he did it in his shop.
and it
I
didn't
mean,
cost me.
it looks nice. No, I mean, like I said, a lot of places will just give them to you.
Yeah, get them off my property.
Yep. We can get them out of work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. My wife said if it's stamped with MB, do not use that for anything that has to do with food. It's poison. So there you go.
There you go.
Who says you can't learn anything from our show?
Well, I mean, probably a lot of people have said that, but
Probably.
we do point people at places they can find information.
Right. Yeah, definitely most important, food and water. Because who knows what's going to happen when this collapses? Okay, who's going to come in? We've harped on the World Economic Forum, which I believe is a lot of what's happening right now. It's
I
all
think
this
so, yes.
this setup that they're wanting to bring in. It's part of their goals.
It's part of their
If you-
stated goals.
Yeah, I mean, if you look, let's see if I can pull it up. I didn't even spell the word right, and what I was looking for popped up. And they have it all churched up with the beautiful words and all that to make it sound nice. The
Well,
sustainable
they do a good job.
development. Yeah,
They've paid some really smart people to do the language.
yeah. Let's see if I can find the list here. Hey, World Economic Forum. 30 visions for a better world in 2030.
Yep. Yep.
And it sounds great. Empowering 8 billion minds with mobile technology. Huh. My wife said it. The pallets. It means methylbromine. It's highly toxic pesticide.
I see.
Cutting violent crime in half. Winning the fight against climate change with Welcome to Cotopia or Coatopia. Clean air is a human right. We build a fair and democratic gig economy. There's a new platform for peace in the Middle East. We create cities where you can walk to everything you need. 15-minute cities, anybody? Clean electricity will dominate the energy sector. Coal power plants getting shut down.
Yeah.
Virtual reality will protect our mental health.
I think we talked about that too.
Talked
My
about that
gosh,
too.
maybe we should just go to their website for ideas for the show.
Yeah, remember Yuval Harari. The circular economy has become the economy. The middle class grows and inequality shrinks. No, people, don't listen to this stuff. Streets are made for people, not cars. You'll own nothing and you'll like it. An end to all preventable forms of suffering. Yeah.
Yeah, euthanasia.
Yeah. Technology supports the challenges of our aging population. We overhaul economic policy to move beyond GDP. I mean, quantum materials will service humanity's problems. This is all on World Economic Forum. Okay,
Yeah.
this isn't Agenda 2030, but it is. It's not the goals spelled out specifically, but old age care starts with when you're young. We use technology to make policies based on evidence. Whose evidence? A new kind of capitalism takes root. That's the public-private partnership. You don't want anything to do with that.
Nope.
They're trying to force it down our throats with this whole diversity, equity, inequality.
That's China.
Right. The whole what am I thinking here, Mark? We've talked about it. I just slipped a cog here.
Social credit.
Social credit. There we go. Cutting poverty in half with information technology. they're not going to cut it in half. We're all going to be impoverished.
Yeah. But we won't notice because we're going to have our head so far up our phone's ass, we won't notice.
Exactly. In VR technology, hyper transparency is making corruption a thing of the past. Huh? USD or US digital dollars?
No.
Because think about it. That once the US digital dollar pass or the digital currency passes, we're enslaved.
Yep.
Call your congressman. I mean, that's the only voice we have, and they're not listening.
Call your
But
state legislators too.
they're all passing. It's all going through the states this year, soon. Governor Christie Noem of South Dakota just vetoed the bill. Florida's governor Ron DeSantis just said no, we're not doing it. Call your local, call your state, and say I do not want this. Tell them I do not want this. I will do everything in my power to cut this crap out because it's enslavement. It's digital enslavement. If you go somewhere that they don't like, they can cut you off.
Yep.
Not only that, but it's a tracker.
Yep.
They can tell where you're at, where you've been,
what you're spending your money on,
what you're spending your money on,
what
and
you
again,
believe in.
Exactly. If they don't like where you're spending your money, guess what? They turn it off because it's not your money.
If they don't like your beliefs, they turn you off.
Right. And then that's going to lead to a universal basic income. Well, hey, that's not too bad. Yeah, it is because they control you.
Guess
It's
what? We're
pure
gonna
enslavement.
lower your payout because you visited this website on 3/10/23 and we don't like it.
Right.
That makes you a bad man. So we're gonna take half your money.
Right. Absolutely. You can't spend money because your carbon footprint's too high. Yep.
Yeah, you have to drive to work. So now you can't spend your own money that you worked hard to build.
Right.
Build up.
Yeah, my wife said like Ready Player One. Yeah, I don't know if you haven't seen seen the movies or read the book. That's what it is. That's this whole VR thing. They're going to keep you encapsulated in this virtual reality to get away from the world that we're living in.
Yep.
So
They're
seriously,
gonna make you feel like you're free by giving you, well, bread and circuses.
bread and circus is
To
exactly what it is.
quote the Romans,
And,
bread and
and
circuses.
in all honesty, let's think about this: the bread and circuses thing. I mean, this has a lot to do with the banking system. This has a lot to do with everything. We're kept distracted by Super Bowl,
Mm-hmm.
March Madness, the Final Four.
Yeah.
We're kept distracted by all that to take your mind off of what's going on in the world.
Yep.
Pay attention, folks.
Don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain.
Exactly. You know, the most important job you have, it's not your job. It's not going to work every day. Yes, that's part of it. And I heard this on the radio, and it hit me so hard, and it made so much sense. You go to work to earn money for what? Your families.
Take care of your family.
Take care of your family. That is your most important job.
Absolutely, brother.
If you have little kids, if you have older kids, if you don't have kids, your most important job is still your family. Whether it be an elderly parent or kids, brothers, sisters, that is your job. Take the steps necessary to take care of your families.
And family doesn't necessarily mean people who are related to you.
Absolutely. Your
There are
community.
two kinds of family. They're the family you're born with, and they're the family you find for yourself, your friends, your associates, your fellow
Yes.
believers,
Yep.
your tribe.
Your tribe. Hey, Pam.
Speaking of tribes, there is my adoptive sister right there.
Yeah. That's the most important thing. You know, you guys are, I mean, our listeners, our viewers, you guys are our tribe. That's why we're out here doing this. Mark and I, we can talk about this every day to each other.
Yeah.
But the information we want to share with you guys to family, it's exactly family, to inform you guys because we care.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want you to stumble, and I mean, everybody's going to. But maybe we're here if you stumble, that we're here to maybe make it to where you don't stumble as hard.
Yeah.
Hey, I remember what those knuckleheads on that show said.
They would be right if they called us knuckleheads.
Exactly.
Yeah.
but that's, to me, is what's important. You guys, my family, my close personal friends, my community.
Right.
And it seems like we've been on this trend here lately about community. Community is key, folks. None of us can do this alone. None of us are going to get through this alone.
Let no man be an island.
Right. You got to help each other out through ideas, physical labor, just to be a shoulder.
Yeah. Listen.
Because it's going to get hard. If this happens, it's going to be hard. It's going to be worse than 2008, I believe.
Oh, I believe so.
I would contend, Great Depression, if not worse, because of what's on the other side.
Right. Yep. They'll make it so bad that we will thank them for
that. We'll beg them.
They will put our slave colors on and we will thank them.
Yep. So fight the good fight, yo. I mean,
yeah.
Pull together your families, pull together your communities, talk to them about this stuff. and kind of, as it says in the Bible, if they don't want to listen, wipe your feet off and keep moving. I hate to be like that. I sincerely do. But there's a lot of people that don't listen, that don't want to accept it.
Yeah.
But you got to move on because you have other people that you have to pull aside and talk to and say, this is what I feel's coming.
Yeah.
And to me, it's a gut feeling more than anything. I mean, for years I've said, man, it just feels like something's off. Feels like something big is coming.
Well, and here's something that Frank and several others we've had on the show have talked about. If enough people pay attention, it makes it difficult for them to implement their agenda.
Mm-hmm.
So pay attention.
Speak out.
Help other people pay attention. Because we've offered them setbacks before, and we can do it again.
Yeah.
If we stand together.
We have to. And with today's technology, it's even harder to stand together.
Right.
You'd think it'd be easier, but it makes it harder. With this whole possibility of President Trump being arrested. He's saying go out and protest. Right. I would be all for that. But look what happened with the people on January 6th.
Yeah.
Sure, there were jackasses there. Mm-hmm. Agent provocateurs, I truly believe it. But there were people that followed that. They deserve to go to jail.
Yeah.
I absolutely believe that. But the number of people that are being held without bond, without trial, which is totally against their constitutional right.
Quite frankly, probably innocent.
Yeah. Little grandmas being arrested because they were basically there.
Yeah.
It's political. These people are political prisoners.
Yeah. We have a group of people weaponizing our banks, weaponizing our FBI, weaponizing our courts. And they, quite frankly, they don't care what side you're on. But if you speak up against them, you're on their radar.
Yeah. And that's the absolute truth. not trying to be depressing, folks. Really not. Sincerely.
It's kind
Um,
of hard not to be though sometimes.
it is. This was important though, because you got to pay attention. You got
Yeah,
to.
you really do.
And the more prepared you are now, the better off you're going to be. And if nothing happens, guess what? You're prepared.
And if nothing happens, that means we won.
This is true. I absolutely agree with
Because
that.
if everybody prepares, they don't have anything in their playbook.
They don't have any leverage because
Right.
you're not dependent on them. Now there's some people, I mean, in all honesty, there's some people that will fall down on their knees and lick the boots.
They're already doing it.
Yeah, there is. On both sides. I see it. Both sides.
Yep.
And
Absolutely
I
on
think
both
that
sides.
I think that falls back to the NPC shows, the
Yes.
background people shows. I mean, again, it's all connected.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and I mean, we're kind of trying to wind up here, but it's crazy if you look back. If you guys start doing deep dives on all this crazy stuff that we talk about, what sounds crazy,
It starts sounding a lot less crazy.
you start seeing the connections. You start seeing the lines. Holy
Patterns.
crap! The patterns. I mean, it's just weird.
And then you start seeing stuff in the news and you go, "Oh my god, they were right."
Yeah, yeah. You know how many conspiracy theories have come true in the last few years?
Oh yeah. I mean, we have talked about stuff and then had it turn around and say, "Oh yeah, yeah, that was true."
Yeah, yeah. Literally. I mean, we need to do another conspiracy theory show
On just stuff we've talked about
on
that's
just
actually
stuff that
came
we've
true.
talked about in the past few years. But
Mm.
it's crazy.
Everybody's seen the meme, man. It's like, what's the difference between a conspiracy theory and the truth?
Yeah,
Oh, about 3 weeks.
yeah, yeah. Absolutely. But sorry, folks. This has kind of been one of those downer shows. Trying to keep it lighthearted, but this is a serious situation we're in as a
Yeah,
nation.
we love you guys. We want you guys to be prepared, to think about these
Yeah.
things. Keep
So
some food on
please,
hand. Keep some cash on hand.
don't say it can't happen. Because remember the great toilet paper shortage of 2020,
My
the
asshole's
food
still raw.
shortages. Remember, folks. I mean, preppers were laughed at until then.
Yeah. Then they
They didn't
became
seem so crazy.
idols. Yeah, they're not crazy anymore.
So, and with all the stuff that's coming out about the jab and COVID
Yeah,
and all
stuff we
that, and
talked
them
about,
admitting,
and they're going,
yeah,
yeah.
you guys are right.
Well, it's like the whole weapons of mass destruction. Oh no, those don't exist. Well, they turned out they did,
Yeah.
and then nobody wanted to make a big deal about it when they found them. Oh,
Yep.
we look like idiots. We don't want to look like idiots.
Right.
It's all about their reputations, how
And
much
I don't
money
care.
they can get from you.
That's what it comes down to. There's something else that's apparently going on, whether it's true or not, I don't know. So I'm not going to really dive into it, but it's kind of hopeful. Um, about the banking system and all that kind of white hat hackers and stuff happening. I'm hopeful that it happens, but I'll believe it when I see it. And I'm like I said, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on it because I'm still trying to look it up and look at the information. Um, but apparently there's some white hats out there trying to prevent a lot of this stuff with the CBDC, the central bank digital currency, and all that. They're trying to kind of nullify it, and I hope it happens.
Yeah,
But
absolutely. More power to them.
again, I don't want to say this is factual because I don't know that it is. And I'm not sure. So I don't want to say, yeah, this is definitely happening, but there's starting to be rumors out there that I'm picking up and hearing. Looks like, was it my wife? Yeah.
I think it
Yeah,
might
my
be.
wife said it. If you feel silly buying extra food to set back, think of it like this. If you don't need it in a few years, you can always donate the extra stuff you have. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, and another thing, you don't have to wait. If you've
Right.
got a neighbor that loses his job or a cousin over there who broke his leg and can't go to work, guess what? You've got stuff to take them.
Mhm.
You can help out people that you love and care about immediately. You don't
Right.
have to go to the store and say, well, let me just grab a couple cases of water and whatnot and just run down the corner and give it to Uncle Bob. And he'll be able to get by until he gets out of the hospital or
Yep.
gets his leg out of the cast or whatever.
And and also think about this. Think about, okay, this happens. Say you're set up. There's always going to be somebody in need.
Exactly.
Always, especially if this starts rolling down, if the world starts falling down around us, there's always going to be somebody in need. I mean, I've said
Yeah.
many times, I mean, I had the frame of mind that, I'm sorry, you didn't do anything to prepare. I can't help you. Me as a person, I don't think I can do that.
It's hard. I
And
mean,
and live with myself. I mean, I may be able to give
yeah,
them much, but it may be enough to get somewhere else. You know what I mean? I mean, I
yeah.
it's kind of one of those things. It's just it's tough.
It might
Yeah,
just be a
Pam,
night out of the cold, dude.
and it
It
could
might
be. Maybe, hey, maybe you can help me do this, and I'll feed you or whatever. Pam, she said you can never go wrong with putting food and water back. No, you can't.
no, no, you really
Doesn't hurt a
can't.
bit. Bottled water, water containers, whatever. So again, folks, I'm sorry. This is kind of a downer show. It's not as fun as the previous ones, but I
No, but I
felt we
think it was
needed.
important.
It is. I feel it is important because this is in your face. It's happening right now. Look at the headlines, and they're trying to make it sound like nothing's going to happen,
Right. They're trying to
and
make
that's
you feel
unfortunate.
stupid for worrying about it.
Yeah, I kind of understand it because they don't want to bank run, and I don't
Yeah,
either
you don't
because
wanna
that'll collapse the
panic.
system. Don't panic. That's the biggest key to anything. Don't panic about it. Have the frame of mind to where, hey, I'm ready for this.
Think of it like this. Don't go to the bank and pull your money out. Take your bank card to Walmart and stock up your pantry.
Yeah,
Don't go take the money out of your bank. Go fill up the tank of your car. Take your bank card and buy things that will help you. It keeps the money in the banks and keeps the bank from going insolvent, but it also gives you the stuff you need to be prepared for if the worst were to happen. Try
yeah,
to spend it at local stores.
yeah. Local is definitely better, especially times like these. Local is definitely better if you can. A little mom and pop grocery store or a local butcher if you have one near. So try to support your local businesses before you go and support the big box stores or chain grocery stores and all that. I mean, sometimes you don't have that option,
Yeah, local
but
shops are getting hard to find.
yeah, but if you can't, you might pay a little bit more, and chances are you will. But I'd rather support somebody's family
Right? That money
than,
stays in the community.
yep, than somebody's pocketbook to where they're not going to appreciate it.
That supports jobs in your community.
Right.
So I think I'm done, Phil. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I think so. I think we've kind of covered it pretty well. Um, by all means, if you guys have questions, if you don't know, if you're unsure of what to do, how to do something, um, by all means, reach out to us. Shoot a message to us on Messenger or uh, an email, whatiftomorrowpc@gmail.com. Reach out to us. I'll be
Yeah.
happy to help out any way I can, offer advice, whatever we can do. My wife,
I was just reading that.
great,
Yeah,
great point. She said, "Well, Walmart has never sponsored a Pee Wee soccer team.
that's true.
Think about that, or baseball, or whatever. Your local businesses are the ones that sponsor these kids. Support them." But yeah, by all means, reach out to us. Questions, concerns, comments, please.
We don't know the answer. We know somebody who does.
Right, or we can find it. I mean, by all means, please reach out to us. Message us, comment on the video, whatever. If you got questions, feel free to ask us. That's what we're here for. We're here to try to teach and bring awareness. I mean, that's what we're doing here. Try to have fun doing it, but tonight wasn't all that fun. So
Next week we should have fun.
yeah, next week's going to be fun. Now that we're all healed up and back together, we're having Pam and Jess back on, and they have some news too. So
Yes.
maybe not ready to share it yet, but hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife said you're welcome to reach out to her too. So, I mean, we're all in this together, folks, and that's the only way we're going to get through it. Keep a lookout. We've been trying. Oh, back to but Pam and Jess will be on next week with us. We're talking about some other current events or possible current events they're kind of late, but
They're kind of
everybody's
some
aware of
speculation. Yeah.
what's going on. So it'll be fun. Another shameless plug. Keep an eye out. We are trying to get some stuff edited and together for my wife and I's YouTube channel, The Night Acres. It's kind of it's been rough. I mean, I don't understand why we're trying to get videos and stuff downloaded. It's been kind of rough to try to sort through. But if you want to see our journey into self-sufficiency and preparedness, come over and join that when we get rolling. I'll share it on the group here. My wife has also set up a group, and I'll share it if you guys want to go join it.
Well, you bet I will.
Let me share this real quick. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, here it is. My wife's done all the stuff on there because I think it's just her and I on there right now. But yeah, come over, look it up, come over and join us over there. My wife said she can go invite people. But yeah, we're in the process. I'm trying to get this stuff videoed. And what's cool is this picture, I believe, is from our the north of our house. So
I just tried to join, so
okay.
I'm awaiting my approval.
All right. Well, you got to talk to my wife about that.
Oh, okay. So do I need to pay child support for the chickens? Is that how that works? Bring a bag of
I don't
feed
know.
over? Bribes?
Right. But yeah, definitely keep a lookout for that. Like I said, I'll share the video over there as soon as we get it up. I'm trying to get our introduction video going, and it's kind of been a pain in the pain. I mean, I don't understand what the deal is about getting stuff loaded.
Maybe you should have some blooper reels about you guys' tribulations with technology.
That could be. But anyway, folks, thanks again for hanging out with us. Like I said, it wasn't that of an exciting show. It was more of a serious show, but I think we needed to get it out there.
Yeah.
So
Want
anyway,
people to think about it and look at it.
yeah, definitely. Pam just sent a request too. She said, "I promise I'm not crazy." You sure, Pam?
Well, I mean, she's my friend.
Well, that's kind of
It's kind of scary.
yeah.
So Sorry, Pam. I hope I don't ruin your chances.
Random questionnaire.
You know, Mark.
Right. That's the first one. I get weird
Reject.
too. Anyway, folks, we like my wife said, I'm crazy. Well, yeah, she is. Folks, thanks again. We do appreciate you guys listening. We appreciate the comments and hanging out. And Pam, damn it, man. We appreciate the time that you guys give us in listening, watching, all that. We truly do. It's nothing but a joy to help people out and reach out. Maybe entertain you. I don't know. That's what we're trying to do here.
Occasionally.
But anyway, we'll catch you next episode, guys.
Have a good night.
Man, I'm screwing this all up. I think we need to start over. I haven't even
Maybe your technical problems are self-inflicted. I don't know.
I think so. Anyway, again, take two. We'll catch you later, folks.